In 1998, an American billionaire bought a private island. Not a house, not a resort, an entire island. 75 acres, hidden in plain sight, surrounded by endless ocean. Its name? Little St. James. On the surface, it looked like paradise. White sand beaches, palm trees, luxury villas, a private jet landing strip. But people living on nearby islands had a different name for it. They called it the Pedophile Island, because once you entered this island, you didn't leave the same person. Some never left at all. The man who owned this island was named Jeffrey Epstein, a former school teacher, a man with no clear business, no visible company, yet somehow he had private jets, presidents on speed dial, and one of the most exclusive guest lists on Earth, billions in wealth, and power that made law enforcement look the other way. The girls were young. Some were 13, some 14, most from poor families. They were told, just give a massage, you'll get paid, no touching. But when they arrived, Epstein would greet them wearing only a towel.
He led me up the staircase, and we made a right into Jeffrey's room, and Jeffrey laying naked on the massage table.
Victims later described the same pattern over and over and over again. A recruitment chain. Each girl paid to bring another girl. A perfectly engineered trap. In 2005, one brave 14-year-old girl walked into a police station in Palm Beach, Florida. What she said changed everything. Police kept finding more victims, then more, then dozens. The FBI stepped in. A 53-page federal report accused Epstein of operating an international sex trafficking network. This should have been the end.
I was 16 years old. I was 16. 17, 14 years old. This is me when I met Jeffrey Epstein.
It wasn't. Behind closed doors, Epstein's lawyers met with federal prosecutors, and what happened next still haunts the U.S. justice system. A secret plea deal. Epstein would plead guilty to minor charges. In return, no federal prosecution, immunity for his associates, victims never informed. He served 13 months in a private jail wing, allowed to leave 6 days a week, while his victims lived with lifelong trauma. This is where the story turns terrifying, because Epstein didn't operate alone. Flight logs, witness accounts, photographs, powerful names kept appearing. Presidents, princes, billionaires, celebrities, and the question no one wanted to ask, why were the world's most powerful people flying to a private island owned by a convicted sex offender? For years, Epstein walked free, until one journalist refused to stop digging, Julie K. Brown. In 2018, she published a series exposing how Epstein was protected. Public outrage exploded, and finally, in 2019, Epstein was arrested again. This time on federal sex trafficking charges. He was facing 45 years in prison. August 10th, 2019, Epstein was found dead in his jail cell. Officials said it was suicide, but the details raised chilling questions. Cameras malfunctioned. Guards fell asleep. Epstein was alone. No footage, no witnesses, just silence. And suddenly, the most powerful evidence holder in modern history was gone. Epstein didn't kill himself. That phrase spread like wildfire because Epstein knew too much, and many believed he was silenced. The files. Politicians promised answers. They promised transparency. They promised the Epstein files.
Would you declassify the Epstein files? Yeah.
But when documents were finally released, names were blacked out, pages redacted, details erased. Thousands of files remain hidden to this day, and one question still echoes: who was being protected? The real horror isn't just what happened on that island, it's what didn't happen afterwards. No full accountability, no full truth, no justice for most victims, just power protecting power. Epstein is dead, but the island still exists, the files still exist, and somewhere in those blacked out pages is a truth powerful people are terrified you'll see. If this story unsettles you, that's the point. This isn't about one man. It's about who he protected and who protected him. If you want the stories that never make the news, the files that stay redacted, and the truths powerful people hope you stop asking about, subscribe. Because once you start looking into power, it starts looking back.